It's Monday, February 15th, 2021, and this is The Inbox with Greg Nibler. Hello, everyone. Yes, indeed, this is The Inbox with Greg Nibler, and that's me. I'm Greg Nibler. Thanks for joining. Of course, part of 2Box Media, TWO Box Media. Hit subscribe, whatever platform you're watching on. We are live right now, and I thank everybody for joining us, but no matter when you're watching, that's great too, so make sure you share the show and like. I will say, I'm here in Portland right now, Portland, Oregon. That's where I'm broadcasting from. There was an ice storm, so if suddenly we're off air in the middle of this, it means the power went out, not because the government's after me or anything like that. So it's just be aware of that. It's crazy out there. I know it is kind of all over the place right now, so just be safe. But all right, let's get to talk about some tech right now. We got some things to keep you up to date on and to let you know about for coming up this week. There's some awesome stuff for this week. But first off, let's talk about electric vehicles making a lot of noise. As always, this is the way the industry is pushing, and Chevy now coming out with new versions of the Bolt. The Bolt is not a new vehicle. It's been around since 2016, but these newer versions of them are meant to kind of, I guess, restore a little bit of the brand name. They've had a little issues with there's a recall on some batteries, but now they are back with these new versions. So let's kind of take a look at what we've got here, what these two different ones are. So you've got two that they unveiled. One is the Bolt EV Hatchback. So this is a hatchback version. It's got longer range than what it did before. We'll get into the range here in a minute. You also have a Bolt EUV, which is an SUV, only it says EUV instead. So it's basically a compact SUV electric vehicle. So you've got those two versions that came out. Talking about those, though, and what makes them a little bit different, what they said they're going to be doing. One thing, so there's a new kind of platform that these cars are going to be running on. These do not have that newer platform. So they're going to be using what they have been doing before, but they've beefed up the mileage on them a little bit. I'm not going to say it's gone up a ton, but it is a little bit more. So right now, the Bolt EV, they said you're going to be able to get 259 miles of range on a single charge, and the Bolt EUV will have 250 miles. So 9 miles difference on a full charge. A couple of other things if you are to get one of these. They've got some add-ons that they're putting in this to try to entice people to come on over to the Bolt, or maybe come back to it if you had it before. One of those is they're adding in Super Cruise onto this. So Super Cruise is kind of Chevy's, the Bolt's version, GM's version, I guess, if you will, of hands-free driving. So what Tesla's kind of been doing, this is their version. Previously, it's only been available on Cadillacs. So you had to get the Cadillac in order to get that. And what they've done is they've mapped out certain roads to where you can, in theory, take your hands, at least according to them, take your hands off the wheel and let the car handle that for some basic functionality on, say, freeways, even some on-ramps, off-ramps. You probably saw the Edward Scissorhands Sun commercial on the Super Bowl. That was in reference to that, to that kind of technology. Now they're bringing it over to the Bolt, so that's going to be included in there. The price is going to be about $30,000 for the basic one. Still, it's not a cheap car, but that is kind of bringing the price down a little bit, certainly under Tesla, which has been a big competition for them. So you got that part of it. Then the other thing is, one bonus they're going to add in on is they're going to actually have installed for you a high-end charging station at your home if you need one installed. That'll come included in the price. So that's definitely a good bonus when you think about having to charge these things. You do need to have the proper setup at home. So having that installed for free, that's a nice incentive. And that goes for people who even lease it. So whether you buy it or lease it, you would still get that included. Like I said, though, $30,000 for the Bolt EV. For the EUV, it's about $35,000, give or take. There's some other options, of course, you can always throw in there. The charging time, and this is what I think when it comes to electric vehicles, this is still going to be a hard thing to deal with for a lot of people, is how long it takes to charge. So even with the fast charger, so you can get a fast version where you can get 30 minutes. Let's see, in 30 minutes you can get about 100 miles. Taking a look at my notes there. So 100 miles, 30 minutes. That's not bad, but to get a full charge, it's about 7 hours. So if you're just commuting in it, I guess you plug it in overnight, you'd be fine. If you want to go further distances, that'll be where you'll have some issues. And that's what kind of brings me just to this point. So GM has said by 2035, they're not going to be selling gas vehicles anymore. They're getting out of it by 2035. And this is a trend industry-wide and worldwide. In Europe, they have even faster plans to get out of gas-powered vehicles and just sell EVs. But you also have Jaguar today, or Jaguar, depending on where you're at, who said by 2025, they're getting out of it. This was just announced right before we went on air. So everybody's switching over. This is the way it's going to go. So you want to see innovation. The faster the charge time, the better, but more people involved, that's going to drop the price down. So it's kind of cool seeing what they did, but those will be coming out later on this year, so you can check out more about those if you want to find out about them. But I think the more there are, the better it's going to be, the cheaper it's going to be, the faster the charging, the better the tech, and that's what's important for all of us. All right, continuing on. Trending news, something else that came out yesterday, and this is what, since we're live, I want to know what you think about this. Are you actually excited about this movie? Is this something you've been clamoring for? And I'm talking about the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Look, I watched the DC movies. I watched all the Marvel movies. Let's be honest, Marvel makes better movies. DC's got cool characters, but the Justice League sucked. It wasn't that interesting to me. It lasted way too long. So maybe this is going to like change that all up, because I know there's all kinds of extra things that are going to be added in here. But what do you think about the Snyder Cut? Is the Snyder Cut, and I'll be happy when I don't have to say Snyder Cut anymore, but was the Snyder Cut going to be something that you're clamoring for? So this new trailer rolled out. I will say this, it shows some other characters, some other scenes. They filmed a few other things in this. One of the key ones they did film was a Batman interacting with Jared Leto's Joker. The Joker was not in Justice League, so that brings that character back, and a little bit something there, at least an interaction between the two. That's just been, I'll just say it's just been so mishandled on their end, but at least we're going to get to see the Joker. They did slip in the we live in a society, which, by the way, if you've seen that meme for years, the Joker has never said that in anything. So this is the first time that's actually going to be happening. The Joker saying we live in a society, and it's in the end. They put it right in the trailer. So they're not even like trying to hold out anything for you to wait to watch the movie for. I will say that you can watch this either as one full movie. They said you can split it up into 4 parts. I guess it's designed that way, so you can have it that way as well. But that's what we're getting. There's the trailer for the Snyder Cut. Tell me what you think of the Snyder Cut. Is this, again, I'm going to watch it for sure. It's on HBO Max. It's free if you already have the service. I'll definitely watch it. But is it something that I've been sitting here, excited about for years and years? I can't say that I have been, but I know a lot of people are. So let us know why we should be excited about the Snyder Cut. Why should I be excited about it? All right. Moving on from there, we've got some rumors talking about Apple. Anytime there's an Apple rumor, it just blows up and is huge. So we have to talk about it. And this has to do with iPhones and the long rumored possible foldable iPhone. Yes, we have a rendering. This does not mean this is, I will say this, does not mean this is an actual picture of what the iPhone is going to look like, what the iPhone foldable will look like. But it does give us maybe an idea of how they would work. And this comes from John Prosser. Now, he's a guy who leaks a lot of stuff when it comes to Apple. There's several different people who are prominent, especially on Twitter, who get inside information. A lot of times they're right, sometimes they're not. This is what he's saying, that it looks like 2022. September of 2022 is when it would possibly come out, and that they're going with that kind of style. That's definitely different than talking about, with Samsung with their Galaxy Fold, where they make it the book style. This is the clamshell style. Again, if they were to go with that, I would assume they'd have some kind of really proprietary software to make that really work. Because otherwise, I'm struggling to see what a lot that you would do with it when it comes to this. I mean, I guess I like the idea of folding a phone like that, but I don't think I would pay a lot more for it. He said that he thinks it'll be about $1,500, which to me seems too cheap for a high-end iPhone. Because if you think about the iPhone 12 Plus Pro Max, whatever, the high-end one, that one right now comes out to about $1,500. There's no way Apple's selling that for $1,500 if it does come out. It's going to be more than that. But that's taking a look at it. And that's the trend in all of these manufacturers. We're going to find more and more foldable devices, whether anybody wants them or not. I mean, I don't really know many people who have I've tried them out. I don't think I know anybody who uses one regularly, but maybe that's because I haven't had enough time with it. But what do you think? Foldable phones, iPhone, could be coming to you maybe next year. We'll see if that happens. I doubt it'll be this year, though. I don't think I feel good making that prediction. That's not going to be this year. But we'll see. All right, continuing on. There's 2 more things here that I want to bring to your attention. And this first one, I really am excited to talk about because it's finally here. And that is the Mars Perseverance landing, which is happening this week. It's February 15th, February 18th. they are going to be doing this. And I just wanted to walk through and talk about what it is they're doing to kind of remind you, because the launch was a while ago now. Like back July is when they launched. And now we're finally getting to see this lander get there. And it's on the heels of the UAE putting their satellite into orbit. China's going to be trying to send their lander down. So it's really, really cool to find out about everything that's going on with Mars right now. But NASA, with the Perseverance landing, to give you just an idea of what it is that we're looking at. So the Perseverance lander itself, it's a rover, not just a lander, it's a rover that's going to go down there. And it's going to be landing in what's called a Jezero crater, which used to be a lake, an ancient Martian lake bed. It's landing ostensibly, if they can, on this delta, so this ancient delta. That's where it's going to be looking for like microbial life, to see if there was possible, remnants of life or indications that life existed right there. But it's also going to be able to travel autonomously. So this is kind of the first time it's going to be able to do that. You've got the autonomous side of it. It is, and there's kind of an example of it as it's digging into the surface and pulling out these samples of the soil. It's going to store those, and then potentially, they said by 2035, another lander could come and pick these up from it and bring it back to Earth. So this could be the setup for the long haul of these samples coming back to Earth. That's pretty cool technology. There's a lot that has to happen to make that work, but that's still cool. And then you also have a helicopter. Yes, space helicopters. That's something that I like saying. So it's going to be the first helicopter to ever be on another planet and to operate like this. And they're going to be setting it up. This is an experiment. Who knows if this is going to work, because there's so many different factors with the Martian atmosphere. But if it does work, the imagery it's going to send back is going to be amazing. So it's going to be able to like fly up there. They're thinking like eventually they can use this to explore caves and to go up mountains and all kinds of fun stuff. So that's what they're also going to be landing with this. That will happen if it does land successfully. That'll be like a few weeks from now that they maybe roll that out. But let's talk about the landing itself. Let's get back to Thursday, to what's happening on Thursday. So there is a process clearly of this. This has been, I think, about a decade, maybe longer, that's gone into this. And it all comes down to the key 7 minutes, called the 7 minutes of terror, are when this thing is coming into the Martian atmosphere. And this is where it could all go wrong. It could burn up in the atmosphere. It could miss it altogether. There's so many factors. I was reading up on this, and only 40% of these missions are successful. So it's more likely that it would fail. Although I think they put so much time into it, probably it'll work. But 7 minutes of terror as it goes down into there, and that's when, like I said, things could go wrong. Once it gets past that, then it's got this parachute that's going to shoot off. It's going to eject from the heat shield, and then it's going to slowly make its way down to the surface. It fires off stabilization rockets, essentially, to keep itself stable. It'll be trying to find a spot to land safely. And what we're going to be getting, though, and this is something that is the first, is we're going to get full video and audio, albeit not on Thursday, but it is going to be taking full video and audio of this. So the reason that we wouldn't get that right away is that it takes so long, that's so much data to send back, but it's shooting while it's going down. That's really cool. So we're going to get to hear the sound of it landing and the video of it landing. It will send back, they said, a picture shortly after it lands. So you'll get that during the broadcast, most likely, a picture of it on Mars. This is just badass. This is cool. So this is all, like I said, that's going to be happening on Thursday, and we'll be rebroadcasting it. So what you can do is follow 2Box Media, follow TWO Box Media. We'll have this broadcasting for you, and it is going to be so amazing. Seen some questions, Stephen, how did they test the chopper? They've done a whole bunch of different tests on it. There's actually huge videos that NASA has up, or the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, kind of talking about it, and you can see some more of that stuff. But that's what it could look like. We could get that kind of video. Super cool. All right, so there we go. That's coming up this week. Thursday, like I said, Perseverance landing. We will be broadcasting it. I'll probably be posting about it all week long because it's really exciting and I like it. And so that's what you can follow along with that. I look forward to that coming up later this week. All right, final thing here that I've got here to start your week off. Something to, I don't know, waste some time. This is something that I discovered over the weekend. It's not brand new. I want to say this. What I'm going to talk about is not brand new. It's a few years old, but it seems to be new to me, and I posted it. A lot of people didn't know about it either, so I want to bring it to you now. It's something called Radio.Garden. And it's a website and it's an app that you can go to. The app actually is probably the easier way to use it, but you can go to it on your browser as well. And it's this. You scroll around, you take a look, at a planet. So it is just kind of like a Google Maps or Google Earth rendering. All those little green dots are actually radio stations from around the world that are live streaming. And if you hover over it, you can listen to the radio station from wherever it is. Live radio from around the world. If you're a radio nerd, which me, or if you just think this is kind of interesting, this thing is pretty cool. Like, you could spend a lot of time on this, and I probably spent too much time on it yesterday. I don't know why. I ended up in like Sri Lanka listening to weird radio stations there. But it's so much fun. And again, it's free online. A little bit about their history. It started off as a nonprofit thing in the Netherlands. They ended up taking it. It was basically, let's see, the Transnational Radio Knowledge Platform. That was who originally created this. And there's just kind of an archive and also a test that they did. And then it was so successful, people liked it. They're like, well, we'll just put it out there. So it's free to use. You can pay to get some visual advertisements off of there. But regardless, it is really, really fun. So Radio.Garden, if you're looking to spend some time with that, do it. You'll find out that 20 minutes will go by real quick, but try it out. It's pretty fun. Let other people know about it. So that's called Radio.Garden. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching The Inbox with Greg Nibler. That's me. I appreciate it a lot. And we appreciate everybody who can hit subscribe and share and like the show. And I know, some of you are watching live, some of you watch afterwards. Whenever you do, that's fantastic. We've also got some other videos up, though. What I really would like is if you go to youtube.com/2boxmedia, hit subscribe. We've got a new video that went up over the weekend explaining what Paramount Plus is. It's another streaming service that's coming. So one more that's going to be out there, but we explain what it is and what's cool about it, and kind of get your opinions on it, really is what we want. But that's at youtube.com/2boxmedia. So follow right there. Hit subscribe, email, like, share, anything you want to do. We will be here to talk to you, and we will be, like I said, on Thursday broadcasting the NASA launch or NASA landing on Mars. We've got another show on Friday. We've got more stuff that's going to be happening during the week, so you can always follow along with this. Twitter's another great place. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This is a lot of fun. Hope you're having fun. Send me an email, greg@2boxmedia.com. On behalf of myself, Jess Bob, Mikey Solis, we'll talk to you next time with another episode.